Okay, so I'm here with Larry.
Yep, what's up?
It is off-season time. So this year I have not played a lot of golf, haven't practiced much, we haven't really done lessons. So this off-season I want to take it really seriously, do a lot of lessons together, do a lot of work, hit balls a few times a week. And I kind of want to start from scratch. I don't want to kind of just come in and say, hey, I'm hitting it not great, can you kind of like help me fix it quick?
Right.
We have the whole off-season.
Right.
Like I might play a little bit more golf for fun, but the season's basically done.
Right.
So I want to take it, you know, like one step at a time, rebuild really well, get the fundamentals back, because I've just kind of lost confidence in how I'm hitting the ball, which you'll see is a little bit erratic. So that's basically what I want to do.
Sure, yeah, we could definitely do that.
Episode 1 basically would be today.
Sure, yeah, we definitely do that. Let's see where we're at. I mean,
Okay.
we haven't really played golf much in a while anyway, so
No.
it'll be nice to see where things are at now. What are you hitting, 7 iron?
I got 7
Okay,
iron.
well, yeah, why don't you hit a couple, just get warmed up, hit a couple, and let's see what we need to do first. What's the ball been, like, when was the last time you played?
I played over the weekend.
How was that?
I played terrible.
Gotcha. Wasn't good, eh?
It was very bad.
What was the ball doing?
A lot of low pulls,
Lot of
then
low pulls.
I'll mix in some high pushes.
I see.
I
But
just
nothing in between.
not very many straight shots, no. No, not very many. So a lot of that kind of stuff, like
See. Okay.
it felt like a decent strike,
Right.
but if I strike it decent, it ends up being kind of like a low pull a lot of the time.
Okay. So let's just clean up the setup a little bit first.
Sure.
We know for you, you always had a bit of a tendency to have the upper body be closer to the target than the lower body at times, right?
Okay, so I'm leaning towards the target,
Target a bit. So like,
Okay.
let's say like when we stand straight, the sternum is straight on top of the pelvis, right?
Uh-huh.
But your sternum is always kind of exactly
Okay.
on the right of the pelvis.
Yeah.
So for you, I think all you need to do is just have a bit of a hip bump. And I think that should clean it up, okay?
Okay.
So just do a normal setup,
And just feel
and
that.
then just feel a little bit of a hip bump. Yep, and then just go from there. Good. So you can see this was the previous swing. You can see upper body is definitely a little bit more towards the screen. See the difference?
Okay, so it pulls it back a little bit.
Yeah, so because of the hip bump, now your pelvis is actually just slightly closer than your sternum is.
That's one, like that's
Yeah.
something I saw on the golf course a lot.
Right. So
That.
so the next thing I want you to do is when you make your backswing turn, your left leg, your trail leg, is maintaining too much flex. You see that?
Okay.
So because of that, you don't turn properly. You don't turn fully enough. So when you don't turn, your arms start having too big of a swing.
Okay.
So you've always worked really well with big turn, smaller arm swing.
Yeah,
You right now have big arm swing to get the full length,
but not much.
but
turn.
not much turn. So put the club across your shoulders. So if you just stand straight at me and just make a full turn backswing side, you can see your leg straightens a bit to accommodate that, right? For the hip to turn back, the leg does straighten a bit more. Do you feel it?
Yes.
The left leg. Now when we bend over, so bend over into your setup now. So make that slight hip bump. Okay, good. So copy that same turn. So turn fully. Good. You feel like your left leg is straightening a bit more than before now, right?
I think so, yeah.
Because it's impossible. So reset. So I'm going to put my hand here so you can't straighten. So try to turn. It's impossible to turn.
I see.
It's very restricted, right?
Yeah, I
So
get it.
So for most people, we don't want to maintain your trail knee flex ever, because for you, we want to turn the trail head back, and the leg has to straighten for you to turn the trail head back.
I
Does
see.
that make sense?
Yes.
Because if you don't do this, and you jack your arms back, you're gonna strain some stuff.
Okay.
So hopefully,
And it puts you out of sequence, I'm assuming, too.
exactly, because it's so arm driven now, right?
Yes.
So let's think of it like this. So take your setup. So when you set up, everything looks great. Your arms, your hands, your wrist, your club, think of it as one unit, okay?
Okay.
It's oriented a certain way right now, right?
Yeah.
So let's say if your arms fold, if your wrist bends, if that happens, the orientation has changed somewhat, right? If you rotate your arms, that has changed as well. So let's just try to keep this entire orientation is in front of your chest right now, right? Just maintain that and just turn the most. Let's just see how, it may feel very robotic for now, but just turn. Good, good. Does that feel different?
It does, yeah.
Okay, let's try that. So watch me for a sec. So you can see my unit does not move. So I'm moving my unit without the turn. You see that? I don't want that to happen. The unit's only moving when the turn's happening. As soon as you stop turning, the unit stops moving, okay? And I don't want you to change the orientation of that unit. Let's try at half speed. Good first try. Let's try again. Does that feel different?
It felt solid.
Really good. So watch this. So because your arms moved so much before, right? I said you had a very big arm swing with minimal body turn. You have fake turn. Now we're trying to maximize the turn. So you see where you stop now. You actually see some of the shaft again, right?
Yeah.
In our time together, I always thought you were the most consistent when we saw some shaft at the top, right?
Definitely.
When the shaft disappeared, usually meant the arm swing became too big. Good, really good. Oh yeah, so perfect. So you can see here, this is the first swing I took of you today. Watch where the club ends up. It disappears.
Oh yeah, it's so
You
gone.
see that?
Totally gone.
So we want to be able to see some club for you.
Okay.
Nice, good. And again, a really good rep here. Shaft is actually steeper than before because you're maintaining the orientation, right?
That's better than...
Remember how before you used to get the shaft a little flat sometimes
Yeah.
because your form rotating too much. But since now, all we want to do is try to maintain whatever we have a setup, we can't rotate the forms.
We don't rotate the
right?
forms.
Which is why the shaft is a bit steeper now in the backswing, which is great. Good. Really good there. Feels okay?
Yeah, that feels good.
It's going to be a lot more manageable. I mean, it's not going to be perfect right away, but the ball flights seem a lot more manageable for you right now.
The face seems a bit more under control.
Totally. So this is really good. So now, if I'm being very picky here, okay, Matt?
Okay.
So if I'm being very picky, when we watch your backswing, you have a tendency to, after your takeaway, so you turn really well, but then you let your arms rise.
Okay.
I want you to feel like there is no rise.
So they need to stay lower?
Stay lower for longer. I think you're going to end in the same spot, but how it gets there will be different.
Okay. Lower for longer.
Lower for longer, yes. Way better, good. So this is why I want to see that happen, okay? So with this, you're still plenty high. Arm covers your shoulders, you see that? But you're a little deeper here,
Okay.
okay?
Less up.
Less up. So because you're less up, if I compare to the last swing, so it rises a bit earlier, you see that? So because of that, the club actually gets a little more laid off. You see where the club head is in relation to the hands? The one you just did, which is you feeling like the hands stay lower for longer. And again, you ended in the same height, but you see how the club head is in a slightly different spot?
Yeah.
So this is more laid off. The club head is more back of the hands. Club head is more in line with the arm. Yes, good.
That's not too much?
I would still, not too much what?
Like not too much around me?
Not even close.
Okay.
Beautiful, Matt. Dude, I like that one a lot.
That felt nice.
Really, really good there.
Swing felt good.
Yes, so good, so good.
Not like super worried about contact, I guess,
Nope.
right now. Just trying to get the motion.
Not at all. Beautiful, good. Really good.
That one felt the best. Of
It looked great. And great, again, great. Move it to turn moves the unit, turn stops, unit stops, and club wasn't laid off.
Right.
And just to be clear now, at the top, because we do see some shaft, some people may think it's more of a laid off look, but it's not, just because we're showing a parallel.
Right. If you finished, it would do this.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Gotcha.
So good. Such a clean swing there.
That felt really good.
Pardon me?
That felt really good. Though.
Looked really, really good. I like this a lot. Beautiful.
So it's
Feel the
better
difference?
when I don't keep like drifting on.
Say that one more time.
Because that was one where I didn't keep drifting with my arms. I
Correct.
stopped it
So
as soon.
sure, you might have not lifted the drift, but you actually drifted back.
Drifted back, yeah.
This one, you kept things low, as you can see. Shaft is nice and steep. Arm covers our shoulders. You see that?
Right.
Perfect. Really good.
Yeah, my release feels different. I feel
Yeah,
like I'm actually,
how would you describe it?
it feels more like this.
Great, great, super, super.
And then my hands come out lower.
Perfect. That's really good stuff for you. Beautiful. It looks great.
Okay. Thanks, buddy.